Hello everybody, it's late. I'm exhausted and my brain has absolutely zero energy left. But instead of going straight to sleep, I'm doing an experiment. In creative writing, there is a famous exercise where you write continuously without stopping. At the end of the day, when your brain is completely exhausted. The goal is simple: to completely silence your inner critic. When you're physically and mentally drained, your brain literally lacks the energy to judge you, analyze your work, or tell you you're not good enough. I wanted to see what happens when we bring this exact exercise into the drawing world. Can we push our creative boundaries and unlock ideas we would normally filter out? I think this is an experiment every artist needs to try. So tonight we are doing 25 minutes, 5 prompts, 5 minutes each. No rules, no erasing. Before starting out, I want to point out that I'm going to use a regular pencil and a paper, my sketchbook, so I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. The other thing that you can use is of course an iPad. You can create a canvas with the size of the screen and you can separate the canvas into 2 pieces if that size is comfortable for you. If not, you can make them smaller depending on your preferences. You can use each types of canvases. So let's start with the timer. First up, an astronaut walking an invisible giant jellyfish on a leash. Since I didn't warm up before I start these exercises, I guess my lines will be quite wobbly, but that's the goal. So the question here is how to draw an astronaut. I'm not using any references here. The idea is just to draw whatever you think the astronaut or any other objects look for these 5 minutes without using any eraser, and that's it. If you do this challenge, please do not correct your lines. If a shape looks weird, just keep going. There are no mistakes when you're too tired to care, and that's the whole point of the exercise. Okay, so I would say the end result actually surprised me. I didn't expect that I'll come up with an idea that is going to have deeper meaning. For example, here I tried to make it like a human is bringing an animal to an experiment room where nobody knows what is going to happen with that animal, and of course the jellyfish is scared. Although I'm not quite sure that the emotion that I represented in the jellyfish is actually fear, but still it looks concerned. It's worried that she doesn't know what is going on. She is a she because she has eyelashes. That's why it's a she. Anyway, I didn't expect that I'm going to put that type of meaning in the drawing, but I really like how it turned out. So I'm going to keep that as a reference for my future drawings for sure. Page 2. A businessman's suitcase that is secretly a grumpy monster. I'm going to start with creating the initial face of that grumpy monster. I don't know if it's going to come up as a monster because I'm just thinking of something that doesn't have a specific shape. I imagine that it's pretty fat, but I'm not quite sure how to represent that. So maybe I'll just create some weird shape, and I'm using part of its hair as a handle. Although I think the end result looks more like a woman's bag or something like that rather than a suitcase. And I definitely messed up with the perspective because the part of the suitcase needs to be behind the leg of the man that I drew afterwards. But anyway, as we said, that's just an exercise. So let's consider page 2 as an error, something that I don't like, and I think I would recreate later on again if I had the chance. But anyway, that's an exercise. That's the whole point. We need to try. We need to see where we can create something that's good or where we are just, trying and, leave it as it is. Next up, a tiny wizard casting a spell on an oversized piece of broccoli. I'm not worrying about the texture of the broccoli or a perfect wizard robes. I'm just scribbling quick organic shapes. And here, at the end, I think the broccoli didn't come such oversized as I initially planned it to be. Although I think I like how it turned out, I would say that I may create the drawing a bit different if I have to draw it again. For example, I would make the broccoli really oversized, and I would make the face of the wizard to look even more evil, I would say. Although for 5 minutes I think that's a really good end result. And I put the magic school sign at the top, although I think it has to be an elementary magic school, not a basic magic school. I was not sure what I want to say. I just start with basic. I was thinking about basic magic or something like that. I decided, you know what, that might be a school where the evil wizards are trying to learn how to make bad magic. But anyway, I really like how the broccoli turned out without any reference. I really like even the wizard. Fourth page. A fish riding a bicycle underwater wearing a top hat. It makes absolutely no sense, so it is exactly why it works. If you give your tired brain a logical prompt, it tries to solve it like a math problem, but nonsense bypasses all logic. For example, here I am going to create the whole bicycle very wobbly because it's underwater, and everything underwater looks a bit like it's moving, and there are no shapes that are just as they are on the surface. And so I decided to create everything in that shape. Of course, the fish itself actually is not that wobbly, but anyway, the rest of the drawing is. Of course, nothing is anatomically correct, neither engineeringly correct. For example, that bicycle, it looks awful. I even create the seat of the bicycle a bit bigger so I can put my fish. As you can see, I didn't put any pedals because of course the fish has no legs, so the pedals are pretty unnecessary. I also wanted to add additional elements like the octopus and of course a small starfish. And to be honest, I really want to draw something like that because I've never drawn underwater drawing before, and that's a really great idea for me to create in the future when I have more time. Last one, a mountain with a giant sleepy face wearing a tiny nightcap. By this point my eyes are getting heavy and I'm pretty sure my brain is on autopilot. This mountain is a perfect mirror of how I feel right now. Heavy, stone still, and ready for bed. And that's interesting because I'm ready even before the timer's up. I really like the idea that I put the face in the initial lines of the mountain, so I didn't try to incorporate it in the mountain itself, but rather to create the mountain by creating those eyes. I really think that it's very simplistic, and of course the idea of the small cap, nightcap, I put between its eyes. I think it works pretty well. To be honest, I'm pretty proud of that final illustration. I didn't expect that my final drawing is going to be any good, because I didn't put any effort here, I would say. Maybe I put more effort in the first 2 illustrations. I really want to think about those exercises as ideas, as references for future illustrations that can be very useful, especially when I don't know what to draw. I think that worked pretty well. I'm very happy with the whole exercise. So 25 minutes ago I had a blank page and zero energy, and now I have 5 incredibly weird, unrestricted doodles. Are they perfect? Well, of course not, but they're raw. And deep inside these sloppy tight lines, there is actually a spark of genuine, bizarre creativity that I would have never thought of it if I was wide awake and trying to make a masterpiece. I would say next time you think you're too tired to create, try this. Shut off your inner critic, set a 5-minute timer and just scribble. So I think it's time to go get some rest. If you find this video useful, be sure to subscribe for my channel for more art-related videos in the future. Thank you very much for spending the time with me, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye!